Once again, a princess was involved. She smuggled silkworm eggs out of China. The secret of silk was a secret no more, and China's stranglehold on this lucrative trade was over. Even when Marco Polo passed along the Silk Road in the 13th century, many of these cities had been dead for over 500 years. But the Silk Road's most famous city managed to survive. Where the desert ends beneath vast mountain ranges, China's westernmost point is only a stone's throw from the borders of 5 Central Asian countries. This is Kashgar, where east meets west. The silk that traveled along the Silk Road ended up here, where it's still traded today. Kashgar is famous for selling everything under the sun. The local Sunday market is one of Asia's largest and most exuberant gatherings. But looking around the market, it's hard to believe you're actually in China. Kashgar is a melting pot of non-Chinese ethnic people. Uyghurs, Tajiks, Kyrgyz, Uzbeks, and many others. Here, our journey heads northwards into one of China's wildest places. Leaving Kashgar and the Silk Road behind, we travel into the Tian Shan, or Heavenly Mountains. This great mountain range defines the border between China's most northwestern province and neighboring Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan. Its majestic peaks are nearly as high as the Himalayas, forming a natural Great Wall. For much of the year, it's bound up in ice, but the glacial meltwater allows evergreen forests to grow, a far cry from the desert south of here. These mountains are the gateway to some of China's most surprising people and places. In the upland valleys, a family of Kazakhs has been grazing their livestock all summer on the lush alpine meadows. It's autumn. In a few weeks' time, winter snows will seal the mountain passes. So the Kazakhs have decided to break camp and move while they still can. Turning their backs on the mountain pastures, they have many long weeks of travel ahead of them along well-worn trails. Their destination could hardly be more different from the Heavenly Mountains' lush pastures. These paths head into one of China's wildest and least known places. This is the Jungar Basin, an arid land that lies at the westernmost edge of the Great Gobi Desert. The most northerly desert in the world. The Jungar is a place of surprises. This bizarre landscape is called the Five-Colored Hills, and though very little lives here now, the ancestors of Tyrannosaurus rex once roamed these hills, their fossils only discovered in 2006. But the Jungar is not entirely lifeless. In the darkness, a little Roborovsky's hamster emerges to search for food. They're the world's smallest hamsters, the size of a ping-pong ball, and they live in family groups of around 10. Unlike the Kazakhs, hamsters can't migrate to avoid the severity of winter. They have to prepare for difficult times by storing up provisions to spend a season underground. Anyone who has kept a pet hamster knows what an energetic little creature it can be. In a single night, a hamster may cover the equivalent of 4 human marathons. But foraging far and wide creates a problem: how to carry the harvest back to its nest. Here, the hamster's famous flexible cheek pouches come into play. They can be stuffed full of seeds for carrying back to the burrow. Underground, the family has special food chambers to store the bounty. This supply will have to last them through the lean and cold times ahead. Winter is on its way. Within a few short weeks, the Five-Colored Hills are blanketed in snow, driven by icy winds from Siberia. Despite being at the same latitude as Venice, Asia's northern deserts have no nearby sea to warm them, and so suffer bitterly cold winters. When it melts next spring, the snow will provide moisture for